I promise you, life gets a whole lot better when you stop trying to prove to people how good of a person you are. Now, I'm not saying stop trying to be a good person. You should be a good person for yourself because it's virtuous, right? But you don't need to try to prove that to people. And life gets a whole lot better when you just embrace people perceiving you as a bad person or as a villain. You know, if you're gonna say nigga, people are gonna hate you, but you might know internally that you're not a hateful person. You're not someone who preaches a lot of negativity and all. And it doesn't matter. And that comes with a lot of different benefits. One benefit, for example, is in terms of business, people are craving authenticity these days, and something that's raw and genuine and human, especially in this new age of AI. Soon, that's going to be the only thing that separates us from the AI creators. Because I know you're saying now the AI creators are like slop, garbage. You could tell it's AI, but rest assured, this is going to change in just a matter of time, and the progression is exponential. So you'll be surprised how rapidly this progresses, and eventually one of the only separators is going to be if you're willing to be a little bit politically incorrect, because these big corporations that are running these the best of the best AIs that are gonna eventually have a monopoly on social media, there's certain boundaries that they're not gonna wanna push, but you as a person, an independent individual, could be willing to push those boundaries. Now, I'm not telling you like you have to say nigga. Like, we're not gonna live in a world where, you know, nigga is a code word for like if you're a real human or not. I don't know, maybe the future's unpredictable, right? But I think you understand the gist of what I'm saying. People want that authenticity now more than ever. That's why we see these kinds of videos tending to do well on YouTube, especially post-COVID. People want authenticity, they want relatability, and not everyone's perfect. And people are able to easily spot now when someone is virtue signaling, when somebody is trying to show that they're a saint. Just stop. Just stop. None of us are perfect. Try to be a good person for yourself so your life of virtue can bring you joy in yourself. But like when you go out in public and you donate money to homeless people or whatever, like don't go telling people that. People are gonna see that's inauthentic. They're gonna know what you're doing. That's gonna have a reverse counter effect. And you know what a perfect example is? The fucking Mr. Beast water thing. When he tried to get a bunch of the streamers in a call and he was like peer pressuring them to donate, and they're all put on the spot. Very manipulative thing Mr. Beast did, that motherfucker. Very uncool. The guy's a sociopath. But because all these streamers have money and people know they have money, they're so afraid of being perceived as a bad person that they're like, fuck, okay, like I gotta donate money. You know, I gotta give something. And then they give the money and they get absolutely nothing in return. Like there's no ROI for that at all. Mr. Beast gets all the credit for that and the viewers just expect it. But we've seen something a little bit different with the rise of recent figures like Clavicular, for example. And it has an opposite effect where when you are okay with people perceiving you as bad and you do a lot of bad things, it takes the littlest thing, the littlest good thing to change people's minds gradually about you. So one example was Clav was in one of those golf carts with a bunch of girls, right? And she threw a bottle out of the golf cart, littering. And he called her out. He was like, hey, like, what are you doing? Like, stop littering. Anyway, some random girl made a TikTok, like it showed up on my For You page. And she was like, you know, I really didn't like this guy but I'm coming around to like him, you know? Like, I just saw this video of him condemning a girl for littering. You see, that's all it takes. That's all it takes when you just embrace being like, you don't care about people perceiving you as bad. Then the littlest good thing you do, people start to like you, and they start to side with you more. Meanwhile, it's the complete opposite. If you try really hard to be a good person, very politically correct person, then the littlest bad thing you do, you get crucified for. It's funny how it works backwards. And in general, it's just so freeing when you go through life not trying to be some people pleaser, not trying to have everybody like you. I don't care if anybody likes me. I don't care. I've let go completely. You know, plenty of people hate me, and it's been like this since I was like 16 or 17 years old, because my primary business is a reselling business, and the collectors in the space hate me because I'm making it more difficult for them. At least they perceive it that way, but it's really the companies that are making these products more limited. It's not my fault, you know. It's like hate the game, not the player kind of thing. But the point is, my whole life since I was 16 years old, now I'm 25, people have always hated me, like giving me tons of shit. Aside from the people who I've actually helped make money through reselling, but I've been getting tons of hate since I was a young kid. And they don't care that you're 16 or 17. People, you know, send death threats and they talk shit about you. They find every single flaw in you. That's another thing. Just in general, you cannot care what people think. I don't remember if it was Seneca or Marcus Aurelius, but he said something like, critically and objectively without emotion, analyze these people who are judging you. Like, who are these people? Are they notable people? Are they people that you should respect, their opinions you should care about? Most of the time, it's not. Like, look, if Elon Musk was criticizing how I ran my business, I wouldn't take it emotionally, but I would care in the sense that I would like objectively analyze his feedback, because obviously he's got the credentials for it. It makes sense. In the same manner, you know, like, you can objectively analyze feedback from your friend when they're giving you advice on like social cues or whatever, which we'll probably get a lot because we're all fucking retarded if you're on this channel. But for the most part, most people have completely misprioritized lives and their opinion isn't worth shit. So yeah, just don't care what anybody thinks. Like, don't take it serious. If it's somebody with credentials that you respect and that you acknowledge, then you can critically analyze the feedback objectively without emotion. And that's what I mean when I say don't care what anybody thinks. But back to the primary focus of this conversation, like, stop trying to be perceived as a good person. Just be a good person for yourself. Stop trying so hard to make sure that everybody sees you as a good person. Like, oh, I gotta make sure I'm likable. I gotta make sure I'm good. Trust me, life gets so much better when you just let go. You stop giving a fuck. And ironically, at least in the modern day, ironically, people end up liking you more often than not. At least the people that matter. And if it gets to the point, like someone like Clavicular, like, obviously his life is much better than it was before, like the average life compared to now. Like, he's got a lot of money and status he can leverage, and obviously, you know, you could argue that the people he's meeting now is superficial and all, but at the end of the day, you look at it objectively, like, he's made a lot of money. He could reel it in whenever he wants and go off and just leave social media and start a family. He's made a bunch of fun memories and all. Going off on a tangent, but I think you guys understand the point. Stop trying to be perceived as a good person and just be a good person for yourself, just because it feels good to be a virtuous, good person. Don't feel like you have to live inside the boomer truth regime and follow by all these guidelines that may not make sense to you. You know, like, I'm sure most of you guys joke around with offensive jokes behind closed doors with your friends. And you see me personally, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm not gonna change who I am on camera versus how I am behind closed doors. It's also just so exhausting to have to put up a front like that on social media, or even at your job, like constantly having to put up a front. Now, obviously, if you're not doing social media, you do have to put up some kind of a front to a degree to get to where you need to. So there are certain like times you do have to monitor yourself if you're trying to climb the ranks in society. But it's like, it's a spectrum, you know? I'm not talking about the autism spectrum. We all know where we lie on that spectrum. I'm talking about the spectrum of the effort you put in to be perceived as a good person. Like, you don't have to try super hard to be that good guy, that nice guy. Just let go. Just let go. Don't do anything intentionally stupid at your job. Like, don't be a fucking jester trying to get fired because you got amped up from this video. That's not what I'm advocating. But just let go a little bit, and life will get a lot better, both objectively and externally, but most importantly internally. It's gonna give you a lot of relief, you know? All right, I think that about wraps it up. Yo, check out the crib. Yeah, that's where I live. That's where I make the videos. But yeah, it's getting a little cold out here. I'm gonna head back now.